Hey everybody, Late Night Dice here. As always, I'm joined with Kyle. I won't have Christian today because he's doing some family stuff, but I do have Kyle. Kyle, say hi to everybody.
How's it going, everybody?
So this episode is going to be a little bit different. So what I'm going to cover today is where to start. Whether you're brand new to tabletop gaming in general, or if you're just new to the Warhammer universe, or if you're just new to Horus Heresy. Say you're playing Warhammer, 40K right now, or you're playing Kill Team or Age of Sigmar, and you've been reading a lot about Heresy, and you keep hearing a lot about this crazy civil war that's happening in space. I want to get you all the information you need to start. So the first thing is there is a new edition coming out. Most of you that are listening to this probably know about this. Those of you who do not, we're about to see the third iteration of the Horus Heresy tabletop miniatures game. So we're about to see a brand new box set that will come with all of the rules, all of the templates, all the things you need to start the game, and a fairly significant starting army force. So if you're brand new to this is the bare essentials to start the game. You will need an army, which is provided in the new Saturnine Age of Darkness starter box. You will also need a rule book, which is also part of this new starter box. You will need the templates, which there is a 5-inch blast template, a 3-inch blast template, and a flame template. These are also included in that starter box. Now, it does also come with some measuring sticks, which tape measures are cheap. Use a tape measure. There's a lot of things in this game that go beyond the 12 to 18 inches that these measuring sticks typically are. The most extreme ranges in a regular game will reach out to about 48 inches, so get a decent small compact tape measure. You'll need that to play. Also included in this box is going to be a fantastic starting army force. It will come with 2 models to lead your army. One is called a Praetor and one is called the Centurion, which we'll get into a little bit later. It will come with 40 of the standard legionaries that you'll need to flush out some of the squads that you're going to use to play the game. It's going to come with 6 of the brand new special Saturnine Terminators, 1 colossal Dreadnought. And it's also going to come with a new gun platform called an Arachne Quad Accelerator platform. It will also come with some weapon options for you to kit these out to give you a little more options in the game, which we're going to get into with some of the later stuff in here. So this is a fantastic starting force. If you have an option to purchase the 2.0 starter box, which was the Age of Darkness starter box, I would urge you to pick up that box as well. One of the things that you'll learn in this hobby, and I'm sure that Kyle can attest to this, is every time you build an army and you're like, man, that's where I'm at, we've reached a starting point, you're going to get a brand new idea and you're going to need models to do it. It's an inevitable part of this game. Wouldn't you agree, Kyle?
I wholeheartedly agree. You're never going to stop at one army.
Yeah, as much as there are some people out there that have self-control, and for those like 5 or 6 of you, I applaud your restraint, but I also think that you could be a psychopath. We'll come back to that. So beyond that, you have your starting army. This is what you need. The next thing that you're going to need is the rules for your individual army force. Now, cool thing about this 3.0 box, the news dropped as of today, which this recording is probably going to go out on Monday. Yeah, right, on Monday?
It should be.
This starter box, it was announced on July 7th. This box is going to be available for pre-order a week from July 7th. So from there, you're going to have 2 weeks where this box is going to be available. At the same time that this box is released, all of the books you need to start playing the game will also be released. So those books are as follows. So you have the Liber Astartes. This book is going to have all of the Loyalist factions from the Horus Heresy inside of one book. Now, the Loyalist factions, we explain those in our Loyalist breakdown video. This will have all of the things that you need to run any of the Loyalist factions, any of the Loyalist Primarchs. Now, to go along with that, something else to take into consideration as you're looking at some of these and you're looking at, what legion do I want to pick and what do I want to do with my army or with my legion, or, the main thing that you have to keep in mind is they all play a little bit different. We did go into a breakdown about that. But probably the most important thing to remember is pick the one that's the coolest to you. Pick the one that's the color you like. Pick the one that's the idea, the kind of the approach that you want to have aesthetically. Every army has really cool options. Pick what you're comfortable with and lean into it.
Every army is viable.
Yes, every army is viable.
There's some that have some things that are just really good, but every army is viable. There's not one that you look at and you just say, you know what? They're not worth painting, because you can make them worth painting.
Yep. Now, the same time that book will drop, they will also drop the Liber Hereticus, which is the same thing as the Liber Astartes. As a matter of fact, a lot of this book is going to be the same. However, the back half of the book will have all of the traitor legions. Now, this is what's a little bit different from other releases to this release. Is in previous iterations of Horus Heresy, they dropped the main storybook, the rule book, and then they dropped the two Space Marine books, which is the Liber Astartes and the Liber Hereticus. And these books is where you're going to find out how many points your models are, how many points your HQ is, your models, your different army detachment types, what kind of armies you can field. It's going to walk you through the entire composition of your army. And this is how you will build those models from that previous box. This is how you'll pick their weapons and their loadouts, their compositions, and all the things they're going to do. They're going to be included in those two books. What's really cool about this edition, going from the beginning of this conversation, is a lot of the factions are getting all of their books together this time. So we also have the Liber Mechanicum book, which for those of you who are a fan of robots, this is the book that will have all of your Mars tech priests and your robots and all of that feel to it, that mecha feel. A lot of that's going to be out of this book. The next book being introduced is the Liber Auxilia. If you want to play regular humans in this conflict, you can. You can play the actual Auxilia infantry, which are your bread and butter humans. And then the final book being released is the Liber Questoris, which are the Knights and Titans. In this community, you have a mix and match of a lot of this. You can get an army out of the starter box and then go out and buy yourself a couple of knights, and they can run together in an allied detachment. So all of these books will be useful to you if you're wanting to go outside of your one force, or if you just want to play with some Space Marines, you can pick up just whichever Liber, the Hereticus or the the Liber Astartes, and you can play out of those books. These other books just give you additional flavor, some other units you can lean into. So I would definitely take a look at all that. Now, to go along with this, there will also be published the first expansion, which is called the Journal Tactica. From what we've been seeing on the Games Workshop website, the Journal Tactica is part one of basically a small series of books, which will give you additional units that you can add to certain legions or all legions. It will also give you a narrative storyline to follow and missions to play through the narrative. So those of you who have played the Horus Heresy game before, you know this, but there's a huge series of novels that encompass this game. These additional journal tacticas are what are going to let you play the battles you read about in those books, which for me personally is why I love Horus Heresy. I love to play the game and feel the words on the page jump out to me on the table. I love that feeling. And that's the main motivation behind the narrative content that you see in Horus Heresy compared to other miniature games that you've seen out there. You see a lot of the themes reoccurring throughout the books where, as Kyle was saying earlier, everyone has a certain viability to them. It's just a different flavor of viability. And that's going to be explained through the Liber books I was saying earlier, and these additional journal tacticas are going to give an additional flair to that story where if you wanted to go back and play the missions from what you read about in the first book, it's going to be in this part one book. And then as these journals release, you're going to get more models, more rules, more units. All of this from the timetable that we're seeing right now, they will go on pre-order I'm gonna say they're probably gonna go on pre-order the 14th, and typically there's a 2-week or a 1-week lead time. So these will either go on sale either the 21st or the 28th. My money says the 28th, but please watch the Games Workshop website to make sure that that's what you're wanting to do. Now, getting into a little bit more of the nitty gritty on where to start and where to do things. So you buy the starter box, you have your rule book, and you have a starting army force. You buy your Liber, whether you're going to be an Astartes or a heretic. From there, you pick your legion. This is going to be the flair of how you play this. The book is going to show you how to build your army composition, where models fit, what war gear they have, how many points they are. And a lot of people are going to tell you, oh, we're playing 2,000 points, we're playing 3,000 points. Don't get worried about the big number. It's all pretty easy to understand. One of the things I will tell you is there's an application out there called New Recruit. It's actually newrecruit.eu, I believe. Great website to check out for army composition. If you're wanting to do kind of like a dry run, once the rules are out and they update it, New Recruit's a really cool way to get a feel of how the army composition works, how to build an army force. It'll also be explained in the books, what units you can take, what units you can take together in conjunction, things like that. Read the book in its entirety. There are a lot of players. I know I'm guilty of this. I know Kyle's guilty of this. We read a rule and we're like, oh, fantastic. I read the first half. That told me what I needed to know. And then the second half goes on to say, but you can't also do this.
Yeah.
We always stop at that first sentence. So
Yeah.
read.
There's nothing like Warhammer to test your reading comprehension skills.
Yeah, it definitely makes you value the use of commas. So read through those. The box will also come with dice, the dice you will need to play the game. I can tell you from experience, playing with plain white dice is just not a good vibe for me. I know that one of the things that we all love the most are our math rocks. We all have custom math rocks, whether it be, custom logos we have made on dice or dice we buy that have our Legion insignias on them. Those are things you have access to. You can go buy dice with your Legion insignia on them. But you will have everything in the box that you need to play the game. And what's actually pretty cool is if you look on the Games Workshop website right now for the pre-release for it, the box does split into two fairly balanced army lists. So if you and a friend want to go half on a box, you can technically build two armies out of this box. It's a fantastic value. It's going to come with everything you need to play other than your Liber book. You're still going to need that to build your Legion. Beyond that, you should be set to play. I would encourage you to, one, hop in some of the various Discord communities, start talking to some of the players that are out there. There's a ton of fantastic Horus Heresy groups. We do, of course, have the Late Night Dice Discord where we're working on trying to build the community up and kind of show you some of the events that are happening in Texas. We still have the Warzone event we've been talking about, and we are still giving away a free ticket to that for anyone who comments on the videos. You're going to see a lot of groups out of San Antonio, out of Houston, out of Dallas, and some of the other cities. I know there's a huge following in Kentucky and in Alabama. There's some other huge followings up near DC. There's groups to play with everywhere. Find your group, find that Discord. Feel free to jump in ours. We'll point you toward as many as you'd like. Find friends, roll dice, wage war. That's what we want to see. If you have questions about Horus Heresy and this video didn't answer it, feel free to hop in the Discord. I find time every day to address the messages in Discord. It may be toward the end of the day, but I do find time to talk to everybody. If you want to know how list composition works, if you've never painted before and you want to learn how to paint, I compel you to come in, join us. We'll turn you on to a couple of other groups. We'll get you pointed in the right direction. Kyle, do you feel like I missed anything here? Is there anything else? I mean, you're a fairly new player, so you're a little bit closer to this topic than I am.
No, you hit all the points. I would say keep an eye out for some more episodes coming up from us. We're all going to learn how to play 3.0 together. A lot of our skills that we learned in 2.0 will translate into 3.0, including reading comprehension. But that will also point out people's weaknesses in their reading comprehension because everything is changing. So we're gonna put out some. We got a lot of new content coming out. We're gonna ride this tidal wave of new hotness on 3.0. We're gonna get this going.
Yeah, so some future content stuff that we're looking at right now is, and feel free to hop in Discord and give us some additional ideas if you'd like to. We are going to be doing some playthroughs, some rough playthroughs of some rules that we feel may need some explaining, because there are some things in this, like I said, comprehension and reading is a big part of this, because there are sections of the book that read one way and then they can be interpreted another. So we're going to play through some of that. We're going to go through the rules. We're going to go through the legions. We're going to go through how they changed from 2.0 to now. And we're also going to go into what's new and exciting about 3.0 that was different from 2.0. And we're going to grow the game from there. We're going to leave 2.0 behind us and we're going to go fresh start into 3.0. And we want you guys around for the ride. Again, if you're a new player, don't be intimidated by it. It's not that scary once you get into it. And also, one of the coolest things about this 3.0 drop is it's much more accessible than it used to be. You're going to be able to walk into a majority of your local stores and purchase this box and a lot of the boxes that have already been produced. And again, if you have any questions or if you want some one-on-one time, a little bit more personal conversation, hop in the Discord. We'll find some time for you. But
yeah, they did announce that this Saturnine box is not a limited time. It's not a one and done. If you don't get in on it at the very beginning, you're gonna have time to get one. They're gonna keep printing it. They're still making new boxes of the 2.0.
well, not not not
Japanese one.
not quite, not quite. Small correction there. So the 2.0 boxes are going to be in stock at your local game store until they're sold out. After that, they won't be distributed by Games Workshop anymore. But
Right.
the
But I
the
mean,
main
like today, they're still still in stock today. It's not. It
yeah
wasn't a one-time deal. Like
yeah
this new box is going to be made. It's not a limited edition.
yeah, majority of the 2.0 boxes are still going to be out there. And again, I tell you, if you can get your hands on one for a good price, snag one up. It's a great box for the value. This 3.0 box, to give you guys an idea how long this is going to run, Kyle's absolutely right. The Age of Darkness box has been in production since 2.0 dropped all the way until now. There have been some side boxes like the Astartes Battle Group and the Mechanicum Battle Group that had a limited run for a certain time frame. The starter box is going to be available. So if you don't get it on the first run, or if you have to pre-order a copy, or if you have to order one after the fact, or say you still can't decide on your Legion and you're going to wait, it's perfectly fine. This box is still going to be here a week from now, a month from now, from when that pre-release happens. The box is going to be available. It's going to be produced. It's going to be out there. The second warning I'll give you on that is please don't pay scalper prices to get the box. It will be available. It's going to be there.
And if you don't catch the first wave, don't worry. Don't pay a scalper. Don't overpay for this. It's
Absolutely.
not a Beyonce concert.
And
it'll be here tomorrow.
And we do plan on posting some updates. Keep an eye on the shorts. I'm going to be trying to do some updates around the pricing and when the drops are. We're going to be doing some pretty exciting things with this new edition, and I'm really looking forward to it. I know that Kyle and Christian both were really looking forward to this as well, because as Kyle put it, he put it a little bit more delicately than I'm about to, but we're all about to be stupid together.
True.
And for the first time in a long time, it's not going to be a lot of guys leaning on my expertise in a game. It's going to be we're all going to read it together. And we're all going to learn it together, and we're going to show you guys what we're learning. We're going to do some playthroughs and some other stuff. So definitely keep it on your radar. Pre-order a box if you're interested. And if you have any other questions, again, dip in the Discord. Beyond that, thank you for the special episode. It's a little bit shorter than our normal content. We just wanted to kind of tell you guys where the starting point is and how to jump in and get your feet wet. So beyond that, thank you very much for your time. Happy dice, happy life. We'll catch you on the next one.